Have you ever sat in the salon chair, listened to the rustle of the foil, smelled that familiar tint of dye, and waited for the mirror to return someone younger, someone glowing, someone closer to the version of yourself you still feel inside? And then you looked, and something didn't feel right. The color was new, but the light was missing. Maybe it was too dark, too pale, too flat, too much. Maybe it pulled the light from your cheeks, drew shadows near your smile, turned the softness of your skin into something sharp, and you thought, is this just how I look now? Or is this color working against me? You're not alone. Because the truth is, hair color is not just color. It's not just a trend. It's not a number on a box or a name on a swatch. Hair color is the frame for your face, the atmosphere of your presence, the echo of your energy. And when it's right, it doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel. See what suited you at 40 might not serve you at 60, not because you've faded, but because you've changed, grown, softened, deepened. Your skin tells a different story now, your eyes have different light, your bones carry more wisdom, and your color should rise to meet that. This isn't about chasing youth or pretending time hasn't passed. It's about honoring this season with tones that lift you, reflect you, carry your light, not steal it. So today, we begin not with rules, but with awareness, not with what to hide, but how to reveal what works, what doesn't, what mistakes even the best salons make, and what small adjustments can take you from tired to timeless. You don't need to dye yourself younger, you just need to be seen in the right light. Let's begin. Once upon a time, jet black meant power. It meant youth. It meant command. It was the color of icons, of film stars and mystery novels, of sharp eyeliner, of strength in silence. You wore it like a shield, like a story, like a crown of certainty. It didn't just color your hair, it defined your presence, a velvet frame around a face full of fire. But one day, quietly, you noticed something had shifted. Not the black, but the reflection it shaped. You stood before the mirror, and what once gave you clarity now made everything feel harsher. The darkness didn't define your features, it swallowed them. Your skin softer now, more translucent, no longer danced beside that midnight hue. It dulled, it receded, and your eyes, still full of spirit, looked tired, not because they were, but because the contrast betrayed them. Jet black draws a line, a hard one between hair and skin, between then and now. It creates shadows. Where you once had glow, it sharpens. What no longer needs to be edged, what once said confident now says too much. What once whispered sophistication now mutters severity. And you ask yourself, do I still need this? Or is it holding me in a version of myself that no longer feels true? Because beauty at this stage isn't in starkness, it's in softness, in the way light catches, a strand of warm brown, a ribbon of honeyed depth. You're not less, you're layered, you're lived in, you're luminous and flat. Black can't hold that. It's not about going blonde or giving into gray. It's about letting go of what no longer reflects you, about shifting from inky walls to dimensional waves. Think dark espresso. Think soft black with undertones of plum, of chocolate, of mahogany. Let highlights play, even if subtle. Let shadows shimmer. Let your strands tell the story of a woman who is still bold but doesn't need to shout. Hair color should support you, not compete with your evolution. So if you've colored your hair black for 20 years, there is no shame. But maybe now it's time to reimagine that darkness, to soften it, to warm it, to let it echo who you are today, not who you used to be. Because elegance now isn't found in the extremes. It's in the harmony between strength and softness, between age and beauty, between memory and becoming, and you are still becoming. Let your hair color follow. Once you believed that lighter was softer, that blonde meant brightness, that cool tones meant sophistication, and maybe they did. For a time when your skin still held the flush of youth, when contrast came naturally, when platinum danced beside pink cheeks, and all was in harmony. But time is a quiet artist. It fades, it blends, it softens edges and brightens wisdom. And while you've grown deeper, richer, more luminous from within, that icy blonde never changed. It still demands attention. It still flashes like lightning. But now, that lightning doesn't light you up. It exposes the shadows, the fine lines, the tenderness in your skin, the quiet places you'd rather be held than highlighted. Platinum is bold, ash is proud, but neither were made for soft skin that has learned grace and eyes that now speak more than they shimmer. Look at yourself truly, not through the eyes of trends, not through what worked 10 years ago, but through today's light. Do you see how that silver ash blonde washes the life out of your cheeks, flattens the glow in your face, draws a harsh line at your part? A reminder every few weeks of regrowth, of root, of resistance. Because lightening to that degree is no longer gentle, it is war. On strands already fine, already fragile, you are not the same woman who wore bleach like rebellion. Now you wear presence, you wear poise, you wear power in knowing. And what you need now is color that returns light to your face, not robs it. Think butter, think honey, think champagne, not the sparkling kind, but the one poured under soft light that glows, that flatters. Warmth is not weakness, it is life. Let golden tones embrace your silver. Let caramel kiss your cheekbones. Let warmth reflect where coolness once drained. Because when your hair sings in harmony with your skin, your eyes, your energy, people don't notice color, they notice radiance and platinum. Though fierce does not belong on everyone, especially not the woman who has walked through fire and now prefers softness, subtlety, and a beauty that doesn't scream. So if you're tired of touch-ups of dull skin, of breakage and strain, it's not your hair's fault, it's the colors. Try something warmer, even slightly. Let your blonde breathe, let it smile, let it glow, and watch how your whole reflection softens, lifts, and returns to you. Because aging isn't losing your light, it's changing how you hold it. Let your color reflect that truth. You stood in the aisle, maybe at the drugstore, maybe in the salon chair, and thought, brown is safe, brown is simple, brown is close to what I once had. And it's true, it is safe, it is simple, and maybe once, it was even flattering. But as the years moved gently across your skin, your bones, your smile, that same flat brown stopped telling the truth. Because brown, when it's just one tone, one wall of color from root to tip, can become a curtain that hides your light. It covers the gray. Yes, but it covers the radiance too, the depth, the dimension, the softness that makes mature beauty glow. A solid medium brown seems like a solution. But look again in the mirror. In the sunlight, does it reflect? Does it move? Or does it sit still heavy, like a helmet framing your face in a way that feels off? The color may match, but the feeling doesn't. Because youth was never about one color. It was about tones dancing, the sun touching strands, the roots slightly deeper, the ends lighter from time, from memory, from laughter. Your natural hair never was one single color. So why is your dye flat brown creates contrast, but not the kind that lifts you? It darkens your features, builds shadows where you need light, makes your cheeks look sunken, your skin look dull, your joy look muted. And the worst part, it feels safe, so you wear it for years, never realizing that what's aging you isn't time. It's the absence of light, of reflection, of movement. But here's the good news. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need blonde or red or transformation. You just need dimension, a ribbon of caramel, a thread of toffee, a glimmer of golden brown, placed just so, near your cheekbones at your temples, where the sun would have kissed you if it were summer and you were laughing in the garden again. That's all. Soft contrast, subtle shifts in tone, enough to say, this hair is alive, not painted on. Even the deepest brunettes come to life with just a whisper of chocolate or espresso, a low light that frames the nape, a highlight that grazes the face, and suddenly your eyes look brighter, your skin looks warmer, your smile feels real again, because color, when done right, doesn't shout, it reflects. So if you're tired of the dullness of looking in the mirror and feeling nothing, maybe it's time, not for change, but for nuance. Tell your colorist you want depth, not drama, warmth, not weight. And if you color at home, upgrade the tools. Look for multi-tonal kits for gentle highlights or semi-permanents that fade like memory, not like paint. You don't have to abandon brown, you just have to let it breathe. Let it bend with the light. Let it remember that your beauty was never flat. It was layered, it was lived in, it still is. So let your hair say so. There's something magical about light touching darkness, not in extremes, but in harmony. A quiet shimmer, a subtle shift, the way warm brown hair catches sunlight and tosses it gently back onto your skin. That is the glow of dimension. You don't need blonde, you don't need drama, you need warmth, movement, and tone that dances rather than dominates. Because brown, when done with intention, becomes poetry. It's caramel folded into chocolate, it's cinnamon swirling in coffee, it's honey on a walnut table, deep, rich, alive. And when those tones are placed with care, when they're woven through your natural shade, in pieces that frame your face, catch your cheekbones, light up your eyes, they do something extraordinary. They make people say, "You look rested. You look happy. Did you go on vacation?" But what they really mean is, "You're glowing." Because the right kind of brown soft multi-tonal dimensional doesn't just color your hair, it creates radiance, it reflects warmth into the skin, it softens fine lines, it draws the eye to what's vibrant, your smile, your gaze, your presence. And the best part, it's low risk, high reward. You don't need to start from scratch. If you've been wearing flat brown for years, you can stay within your comfort zone. Just shift the light inside it. Add ribbons of gold, subtle chestnut, toffee, lowlights, face framing, caramel. Even a few scattered highlights can make your entire look feel more alive, more youthful, more you. And it's not about looking younger, it's about looking luminous, connected. Balanced, like the outside finally matches the warmth and depth you've cultivated inside. A skilled colorist will understand that less is more, that subtlety matters. They'll use placement to lift your features and dimension to restore the softness that age sometimes dulls. But even if you color at home, there are ways to find this glow. Look for boxes with the word warm, golden chestnut honey, avoid ash, avoid cool. These drain the very light you're trying to bring back. And remember, your hair doesn't have to scream. It just needs to whisper light back onto your face. Because mature beauty isn't about changing who you are. It's about enhancing what's already there. Letting your skin breathe under softer tones. Letting your eyes sparkle with the right frame. And dimensional brunette is one of the most timeless, flattering, graceful choices you can make. Not because it hides, but because it harmonizes with who you are now, not who you used to be. So the next time you sit in that salon chair or stand in front of a drugstore shelf, ask not, "What color covers my gray?" but "What color brings out my glow?" and follow the warmth, it never lies. There is a reason. We all pause when sunlight filters through a lace curtain, when it lands gently on a table, a cheek, a shoulder. Because warm light, soft light, has a power that no highlighter, no cream, no filter can truly match. And in the world of hair color, that warm light lives inside buttery blondes. Forget the icy silvers, the frosty platinums that look striking but often feel cold, harsh, unforgiving to skin that's lost its baby pink bloom. Instead, step into the golden hour where blondes are kissed, not bleached. where champagne glows softly at the ends, where honey melts into wheat, where tones shimmer instead of scream. Because buttery blonde doesn't fight your age, it flows with it. It reflects light onto your face, lifting your features, soften your jawline, warming your cheeks like a compliment you didn't know you needed, and it flatters almost everyone. Fair skin finds balance. Olive tones come alive, and even deeper skin tones can wear golden blondes as sunlit accents, not a transformation, but a celebration. You see, hair color is not about pretending you're 25, it's about lighting your current face, your now skin, your today eyes in the most forgiving, most flattering glow. Buttery blondes are also kind to your hair itself. They don't demand stripping, bleaching over processing. They work with the hair, not against it. And that means fewer trips to tone, less damage, less dryness, and more health, which is what really reads as youth to the eye. Healthy hair, shiny hair, alive hair is what people notice, not the color on the box. The beauty of warm blondes is their softness. They don't announce themselves, they invite you in. You can go bold with butterscotch or soft with vanilla cream. You can play with golden baby lights or surround your face with honeyed glow. This is dimension, this is gentleness, this is warmth, tailored to your skin's evolution. And the best part, it's forgiving. A little regrowth doesn't shout. The way platinum roots do. The transition is smoother, the upkeep is simpler, and the look more timeless. If you've been stuck in ash, in icy tones, wondering why you feel faded, why your skin feels tired, even with makeup, try a golden shift. Even just a few soft ribbons of champagne near your cheekbones, a gentle melt from your darker base into something that sparkles like the last sip of white wine in a sunlit glass. Hair color should not demand attention. It should invite it. Buttery blondes don't ask, they glow. So if you're thinking of lightening, don't go pale, go warm. Don't go cold. Go kind and watch how your face, your eyes, your spirit begin to glow again. Without effort, without apology, without having to explain a thing. Because light, real light, lives in warmth, and warmth belongs to you. There comes a moment, sometimes in the mirror, sometimes in the hands of your colorist, sometimes in your heart, when you ask, should I let it be? Should I let the silver stay? And the world full of loud opinions might try to answer for you. Cover it, hide it, don't let them see. But what if instead of covering, you began enhancing, not surrendering, but elevating? Because silver is not the end of beauty. It's the beginning of a different kind. A kind that doesn't ask for attention but receives it anyway, with grace, with confidence, with silence that speaks volumes. Strategic silver is not about letting go. It's about stepping into your most luminous self. Not patchy, not flat, not accidental gray, but purposeful, polished, and breathtaking. Have you seen it? A woman in her 60s or 70s with silver hair that shines like starlight, with dimension, with depth, with deliberate lightness near her face. She doesn't look older. She looks powerful. She looks free. Because when silver is done right, it glows. It catches the sun. It reflects the light like moon on water. It's not dull. It's not dusty. It's not defeat. It's design. It's choice. It's style. And that choice begins with understanding that not all gray is created equal. Natural graying is often uneven. Salt here, pepper there, sometimes with yellowing strands or coarse, wiry patches that feel unpredictable. But through blending, through color artistry, that patchwork becomes poetry. Low lights in your original shade. Silver baby lights, a hint of platinum near the temples. Tone-on-tone variations that shimmer. Not stripe, not bleach, but breathe. Strategic silver is about placement, where the light hits your cheekbones, where shadows lift from your jaw, where the texture of the hair frames the softness of your skin and texture. Ah, yes, healthy silver needs nourishment, moisture, shine, enhancing care. Because the difference between dull gray and radiant silver is not just color, it's condition. Think of gloss treatments, toners that cancel brass, deep hydration masks that restore softness, and once or twice a week, a purple shampoo to keep the glow. Not the yellow. It's maintenance, but not manipulation. And the reward is hair that looks intentional, sculptural, ageless. Because when silver is chosen rather than tolerated, it becomes a crown. I've seen women walk into the salon, hesitant, apologetic, worried they've let themselves go. But by the time we're done, with silver woven like silk through their strands, they smile, they lift their chin, they see themselves again, not younger but fuller, more whole, because strategic gray is not about going natural, it's about going radiant. So whether you're fully gray, partially gray, or just beginning the journey, you have options, and they are beautiful. Talk to your stylist, bring photos, use words like dimensional silver, soft blending, luminous, not flat. And if you color at home, look for toners, glosses, and silver-enhancing kits made for mature hair, not the harsh, all-or-nothing box dyes, because you're not trying to erase time. You're trying to reflect it in the most flattering light possible. And that light might just be silver, soft, strong, and shining, just like you. Have you ever looked at your reflection and felt like something was missing? Not the shape, not the length, not the style exactly, but something you couldn't name. It wasn't wrong, just dull, flat, lifeless. It's not just age, it's not just the mirror, it's the absence of light. And here's the truth, most people don't tell you. What makes hair look youthful isn't the color, it's the dimension. Because hair that moves, that shifts, that dances with light, always looks alive. Think of a young girl in sunlight. Her hair isn't one shade. It's a symphony of gold, of copper, of shadow. Even if it's brown, that natural variation is what makes hair look rich, full, vibrant. But when we age and we turn to single process color, to cover the gray, to simplify, to control, we often flatten it, unintentionally. We take away the very thing that makes hair feel like it has energy and life. But the magic is still available. At any age, it's called dimension highlights, lowlights, face framing tones, glaze treatments that add depth, a touch of honey, a kiss of caramel, a ribbon of cocoa. Not to fix your hair, but to awaken it, to give it motion, to let it tell a story again. When light catches a strand, and that strand is warmer or deeper than the one next to it, your entire face lights up. Fine lines soften, eyes gleam, your skin looks lit from within, because dimensional hair reflects light, like skin does, naturally, softly, with complexity. This is not the old-fashioned, chunky highlights, not the stripes of the 2000s. It's a painter's brushstroke, not a box of crayons. Subtle shifts, within the same color. Family, just enough to make it breathe. Even a brunette can wear 5 shades at once. Espresso near the roots, chocolate through the body, cinnamon near the ends, with a whisper of caramel around the face. Even silver hair can hold platinum, steel, smoke, frost, creating a glow that feels deliberate, polished, modern. You don't have to change your color to change your impact. You just have to layer it like a melody built in harmonies that flatter rather than overwhelm. And here's the best part. Dimensional color grows out more gracefully, looks less obvious at the roots, because life is never one shade. When you see a woman with glowing hair, hair that looks healthy, alive, interesting, chances are it's not the color, it's the contrast, the placement, the way it frames her cheekbones, the way it brings warmth to her jawline, the way it draws the eye, without trying too hard. So ask your colorist for dimension, for movement, for contrast that lifts your features, not competes with them. Use words like soft highlights, tone on tone, natural depth, face brightening warmth, because it's not about being lighter or darker, it's about being radiant. And for those at home, look for highlighting kits. With subtle tones designed for mature hair, avoid the flat, one-shade box dyes. They cover but they don't lift, and lifting is what we want. Not in age, but in energy, in expression, in how the world sees you. Because the goal isn't to look young, it's to look luminous, to look alive. And when your hair glows, so do you. Once upon a time, blonde was bold. It was platinum, it was icy, it was defiant, and it worked. Back then, our skin was bright, our features sharp, our contrast youthful, and the world applauded extremes. But time is not an enemy, it's an evolution, a softening, a slow golden hour. And the blonde that once lit us up may now dim us down. That doesn't mean letting go of blonde, it means redefining it. Because not all blondes are created equal. And for the mature woman, the one who's earned her light, her softness, her strength, the best blonde is not cold, not silver-leaning, not stark. It is buttery, soft, warm, tender, with undertones of honey, of champagne, of sunlight caught in linen curtains. Buttery blondes don't shout, they glow. They don't demand attention, they invite it, gently, effortlessly. Let's talk about why they work, especially as we age. Our skin loses its rosiness, its underlying fire. Our contrast fades, not into dullness, but into delicacy and cool, ashy blondes. Though modern can fight that softness, they drain the cheeks, harden the jaw, emphasize every tiny shadow, around the eyes, around the mouth. But buttery blondes do the opposite. They reflect warmth, they mirror what remains in the skin. They give it back what time has taken, not artificially, but as if to say, I see who you are now and I honor her. Look closely at a woman with buttery blonde hair. You'll notice her eyes seem clearer, her skin looks softly lit, her smile seems more relaxed. Why? Because this kind of blonde doesn't work against her, it works with her. A creamy base with golden lowlights, a few champagne strands near the temples, a touch of sun-kissed brightness at the tips, and suddenly your hair is alive again, and so are you. This isn't about going brassy, this isn't yellow. This is about finding the golden undertone that flatters, that warms, that makes people say, you look radiant, not, did you do something new? It's the kind of change that doesn't announce itself. It just enhances, quietly, powerfully. For women who have been silver or who are growing out gray but miss the warmth, this is the perfect in-between, a golden beige with soft dimension that blends gracefully with natural silver. So the transition isn't jarring but harmonious and maintenance. So much easier than platinum, because hair wants to warm, it wants to lean gold, and now you're letting it. No more fighting brassiness, no more monthly toners, just nourishing, enhancing, sustaining. When you ask your colorist, use words like warm blonde, buttery tone, golden dimension, champagne glaze. Show them images, not of celebrities, but of women like you, women who glow without trying too hard. And if you color at home, avoid the words ash or cool on the box. Instead, look for warm, honey, golden, beige. Think of this blonde as a filter for your entire face. It softens edges, illuminates contours, makes you look well-rested, even on the hardest day. Because buttery blonde isn't just a color, it's a feeling of softness, of self-acceptance, of elegance that doesn't need to prove anything. You're not chasing youth, you're choosing glow, and glow never goes out of style. So if you've been afraid that blonde might age you, the truth is the wrong blonde might, but the right one. It brings you home to yourself. There comes a moment, quiet and sudden, or long and simmering, when you look in the mirror and see not one, but many threads of silver weaving their way through who you once were. For some, it feels like loss, a surrender, a sign. But for others, for those who know how to look deeper, it feels like truth, a coming home, a kind of freedom that only comes after years of holding everything else. Gray is not the end, it's a beginning, not a failure, but a shift, not giving up but growing into. Yet here's what they don't tell you. Letting your silver show doesn't mean letting yourself go, because there's a world of difference between accidental gray and intentional silver. Strategic silver is not the awkward grow-out with uneven patches and harsh roots. It's a plan, a craft, a soft unveiling. Its dimensions shine light. It's the difference between dull and luminous, tired and transcendent. Let's start with the truth about texture. Gray hair isn't just colorless, it's often wiry, dry, unruly, but it doesn't have to be. With the right care, the right glaze, the right cut, silver hair can gleam like moonlight, reflecting softness, power, dignity. The first key: blending. If you're just beginning the transition, start with lowlights in your natural shade. Add soft silver ribbons, whispers of light that mirror your own new growth. This salt and pepper phase can be stunning if done with intention, not patches but placement, not randomness but rhythm. If you've already gone more silver, consider adding highlights. Yes, highlights, platinum and pearl, to brighten, to bring glow around your face, to create that halo of softness that makes people look again and smile. Look at women who wear silver. Well, they don't let it happen to them. They shape it, enhance it, gloss it, protect it. Their hair isn't dull, it's alive with sheen, with softness, with story. And story matters because every silver strand tells one of love, of loss, of laughter, of time. Let's talk tone. Yellowing is the enemy of grace. Hard water pollution. Even the sun can tint your silver toward brass. That's why blue or purple shampoos, used once a week, can work wonders. Not to make it cooler, but to keep it clean. And shine. Oh, shine. Now you know. What ages you, what lifts you, what dulls and what dazzles. You've seen how jet black, though once your armor, can harden the light in your face, can cast shadows where there should be glow. You've seen how platinum, though elegant on some, can wash you out, steal the warmth from your skin, and make your softness vanish in the glare. You've seen how single process brown can feel safe, but look flat, like a curtain drawn over a window that once opened to sunlight. But now, you also know the other side. You've seen how dimension, subtle, soft, like caramel glances through dark espresso, can bring life, can move light across your cheeks, like a painter's brush on canvas. You've seen how buttery blondes melt into your features, reflect glow, soften lines, and remind you that warmth is not youth, it's joy. You've seen how silver, when blended, when loved, becomes not just a color, but a crown, a shimmering badge of wisdom, of beauty earned. But here's the most important part. This isn't about chasing trends or hiding age. It's about collaboration with time, with skin, with light, with the woman you are today. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to return to the you that glows now, the you with stories in her eyes and fire in her voice. So how do you begin? You begin by asking, how do I want to feel? Do I want warmth, softness, power, light? And then you work with it, not against it. You bring that photo to your colorist, not of a celebrity, but of a woman with skin like yours, eyes like yours, a spirit like yours. You ask not for change, but for enhancement. You say, I don't want to look younger, I want to look alive. And a good stylist will hear that, will honor it, will help you craft it. And if you color at home, don't rush, don't guess. Choose thoughtfully, read the undertones, look for warmth, for light, for dimension. Choose kits that allow you to play, with caramel, with chestnut, with softness. Use root touch-ups wisely, and always, always condition, because shiny hair is happy hair. And finally, let it be a journey, not a fix. Let it evolve with you, with seasons, with light, with love. Because this isn't just hair, this is you, your reflection, your mood, your memory, your glow. Hair color, done well, isn't just pigment, it's power, it's peace, it's poetry. There comes a moment, usually quiet, sometimes in the mirror, sometimes in the salon chair, when you realize you're not coloring your hair to chase youth, you're coloring it to meet yourself where you are now. Not 20 years ago, not through someone else's lens, but here in the beauty you've earned. Hair color at this stage is not disguise. It's dialogue between your skin, your story, and your sense of self. You've seen how black can weigh down light, how ash can drain warmth, how flat brown can silence what once shimmered. But now you know what uplifts. The gentle glimmer of honey in your brunette, the soft gold woven into your blonde, the luminous silver that doesn't surrender but stands with elegance, because the right shade doesn't age you, it awakens you. It reminds the world, and more importantly, you, that you're still glowing, still unfolding, still here with fire, with softness, with style. This isn't about holding on, it's about stepping forward, choosing tones that move with you, not hold you back. You don't have to abandon the colors you've loved, just evolve them, refine them, let them grow up with you. Because beauty doesn't live in one shade or one decade. It lives in dimension, in health, in how your hair catches the light, when you laugh, when you walk into a room, knowing you chose this version of you. So take the time, choose the shade that sees you, not the one that hides you. And if today's video helped, if it sparked something in you, even the smallest shift, please take a moment, like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with a friend who deserves to feel radiant again, because confidence is contagious and so is grace. Thank you for being here. Thank you for honoring your beauty exactly as you are. Until next time, stay glowing, stay grounded, and above all, stay exactly you.